when it goes. Oh, there we go. Now it's gone live. Good morning, everybody.
Let's see if I can find chat. Do I get to see chat? Comments.
I think it's on the right-hand side. It'll have a thing where you can click to see chat. I think. Nope, we've lost her. She'll be back. While we're waiting for Cindy to pop back in because she's just disappeared. Good morning, Gammy. Good morning, Sarah. Got your message, love. That's awesome. I've got news for you too. Cassandra, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Mel. I'm good. Good morning, brother Jeremy. How are you? Mwah. Good morning, Tessa, my love. How are you? Lisa, good morning. She's working and lurking. Good. Scrolling. Everyone's been super chatty. Good morning, Sarah Bryce. How are you, my love? Good morning, Kath. Hope you're feeling better. Mel, I've said good morning. Squishy. Hello. Oh, we've got Cindy back. Here she is.
Yeah, I might have to use my other phone for the chat because
that's all right, love.
It's not. When I hit chat, it just took me out altogether.
Good morning, Nicole. Sarah, thank you so much. You can trust me because I keep.
So I will load it up on the other one so I can see.
Stacey, we've only literally just gone live, honey. I was going to get to your message. Good morning, Tijuana. Good morning, Amber. Thank you, Cassandra. It's this was the replacement one that I got. I'm a lot more happy with this one.
I love that one.
Nicole, okay, I did explain yesterday, Nicole, the challenge is really simple, love. If you normally do rounds, you do a square. If you normally do square, you do a round. If you normally do portraits, you do landscapes. If you've never done crystal, you can try crystal. You pretty much choose something that you've either not done before or you've not done a lot of. The challenge is really, really easy. There are no prizes. It's just a matter of learning new techniques and learning different things about diamond painting. Good morning, Palmy. Lovely to see you. Little man's obviously still sick. Hope he feels better. Stacey, my love, I miss you heaps. You know that. Right. We have. Hopefully that answered your questions, Nicole. The challenge is really simple, hon. It's really easy. Diamond painting related. Do something that you've not done before or that you've not done a lot of.
Okay, as soon as I get past all these notifications, since I just opened the other one, so I can get to the chat. This is my old phone, and I can use it on my router, but I can't use it to make calls.
Yeah, I understand that. We have to. Hiya, Susie.
There we go.
Apple pie. Good morning, my apple pie. My painting for the challenge is a snack because I never work on snacks. Exactly. So, and it doesn't have to be diamond painting. It can be if you've never crocheted, pick up crochet. If you've never knitted something, pick up knitting. If you've never painted, paint something. It doesn't have to be diamond painting. It can be if you've never crocheted, pick up crochet. You're going to have to mute that, my love. Painted. It doesn't have to be diamond painting. It can be if you've never crocheted, pick up crochet. You're going to have to mute that, my love.
Okay, make sure that's down all the way. Gone.
There we go.
I was like, oh my God. I could hear it. I was like, what is that?
It's me. An echo. It's scary. Once is enough.
Yeah, this is how I figured out I can start doing lives and actually read the comments was by having this one down in front of me and work on the HAID. And it took me forever to figure that out.
I use the desktop because it's on my desk, and so yeah.
Yeah, my desk is way over there, and so
see, I have a studio because I design down here, and I'll start the design work down here, and then I'll finish it in the lounge at night. And that's right. So
and I have one in the craft room, but since the only thing I do in the craft room is go in and confiscate things from the craft room.
Yeah. Okay, where are we? Where is it? Okay, I've got to do it and sort by.
Oh, the 2 pins that TJ showed today.
One of them's based on mine, yeah.
Okay, the ones with the orange and black.
Mm-hmm.
There is another one that is not in their hand, which is the one they are doing for my event.
Oh, nice.
It's like the orange and black one, only instead of it being symmetrical with the black square triangle or
Yeah.
whatever they are. They're kind of bits and pieces in it. So it's
Ah,
more scattered, but it's the black and orange.
yeah. It's news for me, Sarah, but it's news I want to share with you. But it's not something I'm going to make public yet, so you guys will have to wait to see how that's going to be, and maybe. But let me show. There it is. As you guys know, for those who are on my group, you would have seen this. For those who aren't on my group, wouldn't have. This is
gorgeous. I love the colors.
Yeah, it looks good, eh? So last year I promised Sarah Diamonds that I would do her a pumpkin and black kitty picture, and I never got around to doing it. So I've done it this year. And so I decided, and she's got a black cat called Midnight. So it is named after her cat, Midnight Adventures. Good morning, Irene, or good evening, Irene. It's nighttime for you. So yeah, so this is going up with the Halloween lot, guys. There's one more Halloween to come. Henbane is coming. She is working on, we'll be working on that one later today, around housework and diamond painting, as we all do. And yeah. Oh, thanks, Stace. This one's very, very cute. It's very, very
I
cute.
think all the Halloween ones and October ones that you've been putting out, yours and the last one that Stacy dropped, are gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. I wanted to cover, because I know I wanted to do the scary. I've done the scary, and I wanted to do the spiritual, because you've got your event in October as well, which is why I released the two more spiritual ones, which was the Priestess of Fire, Priestess Bridget, which is the Goddess of Fire.
Yeah, that was gorgeous.
And then I released the Mother of Moons, which is Danu. Both of the one, I think one's Greek. Yeah, Bridget is Greek mythology, and Danu is Celtic. So
yeah, and I love moons. I might end up getting the Danu. I love them.
Yeah, she's my goddess. So that one's definitely going to be going on my table eventually. Right now I'm on a no buy, because I've got like so many canvases I've got to get finished. But I have a wish list like everybody else.
I'm always on a no buy, but me and Cecil are on really good terms. And so I Cecil it, and then whenever Cecil's done, I just get a new one.
No, it's a good way of doing it. Yeah. Hi, Diane.
Plus, my dad won't kick my butt if I just do like, small payments. But if I was doing something big, he'd kick my butt right now.
Yeah. Well, I am job hunting, so hopefully finances will change a little bit soon. We've got a lot of medical bills coming up for me, so and I'm wanting to go private so I can get done, and I'm not on a waiting list to get stuff seen to. So that requires me actually having to work. So yeah. Getting a second job. This is my first job. So once I do get a job at all, the lives will change from, like I said to you before, mine will be nighttime and Jenny will take over the mornings. Oh, thank you, Cynthia.
I'll just see you if I stay up and do an all-nighter, because your nighttime lives are usually about 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'll be up and I'm like, hey, Jenny's on.
The timing will probably change a little bit, because I have to work around Kenzie and spend time with Rory. So they'll probably go on, be 8:30. When that does happen, I'll change to about 8:30, and I'll go through till 10:30 our time. So it'll be this time, but nighttime. It'll be reversed. Yeah. So we have Cindy in the house. Cindy is our affiliate she's our featured affiliate for 2 weeks. We are featuring all our affiliates who work very hard for us behind the scenes, and sharing and promoting and giving us feedback on canvases, and they do quite an important job for us, and we've decided that we want to start honoring them a little bit. So Cindy is here today she's the first victim of the affiliate of the what was affiliate of the month, but now it's just featured affiliate for 2 weeks.
Hi, Cynthia.
So we have in the description of this video, you'll find links to Cindy's YouTube page as well as her affiliate code. And there's Jeremy. Thank you, Jeremy. He's on the ball. My mods are awesome. And so yeah, we're going to put Cindy in the hot seat. And yeah.
I was kind of nervous about the hot seat.
The hot seat's easy. They just ask you questions. They get to know. It's to get to know you better. So, and it's a good way for people who don't know you, as well as some of us do, who are new on the scene. They can ask you questions and they can get to know you. So even if you know Cindy really well, please ask questions so other people can learn. Good morning, Natalie. Yeah, good news. My car seems to be finally fixed properly. It hasn't overheated. Kenzie had a incident where she got hypersensitive yesterday and banged her head on a brick wall, couldn't go home on the bus. So I had to
no.
Yeah, she does it. It's something she used to do quite often. She doesn't do it quite as often lately, but it got a bit too much, obviously. No internet at school. It was playing out. Kenzie with no internet, it's not a good thing. And she banged her head and I had to go pick her up. And I was so worried the whole way out there that my car was going to overheat because it's been an issue, and it didn't. So it looks like they may have fixed it. So fingers crossed, touch wood, knock on wood. Yes, Kath, I do. But she's fine. She had no concussion or anything. She had a bit of an egg on her forehead, which she's had before. And yeah.
I have a grandson that does that all the time. He never puts his hands out. So he always lands on his forehead. He always has two horns.
Yes. Yeah. Kenzie's got she has the egg in the middle of the head. We have our first question. Yes, Chris Buddy, 100-degree questions. Amber would like to know what your favorite artist is besides me. And
I would say
around
Josephine Wall.
Oh, yes.
It has to be Josephine because I've done DAC Josephine Walls. I've got many of your Josephine, y'all's Josephine Walls. And then I got this monstrosity that I stare at every day.
The Haid. If you've got Haid questions, guys, Cindy is here. She can answer them. I am going to be here. I'm currently working my way down and up.
And I can definitely tell people the double-sided adhesive is way stickier than poured glue, and it will steal your skin. Literally, steal your skin.
I actually just blanked out Joe's name on the canvas that I'm working on. Hang on, let me just unhook that.
That's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah. So I just blinked out her name, her signature.
Is her signature on all of them, or did you?
I don't know, but it is on this. It is on this one. So I've just blinged it out because it's on this one. Yeah.
Let's see. How long have I been diamond painting? I started diamond painting the very end of 2019. It was when I first started going back to work, and I found a few small paintings, and then about the time COVID started coming out at the end of 2019. I bought more paintings, and then when it all went down in 2020, I bought hundreds of stuff. I've got stuff I bought from Wish. Yeah, I bought from Wish, and actually they have not all been bad. I bought some from AliExpress, Color Relaxation, Craftology. I mean, if they had one of those buy 3 get 2, I bought them. Have I worked on all of them? No, I'm just now starting to, because when I use a big painting and I run out and it's getting like a week away from starting a new event, I'll go in and get 2 or 3 30 by 40s and do them.
Nice.
Why did I start diamond painting? I started diamond painting because I really enjoy it. It's kind of like cross stitch. Diamond painting reminds me of cross stitch or paint by number with beads.
It is very, very similar. It's kind of, I call it, I describe it as a combination of both.
It is kind of like a combo of both, painting by numbers and cross stitch. The Haid is definitely cross stitch. Because I always did counted cross stitch, and so the Haid is. I just did a lot of frogging the other day. That was all. let's see. How did I start? I just found it on one day on my Facebook. It popped up, said, "Ooh, want to try this?" And it was on from there. I have got 361 sitting in my have received but have not started file. I've got about a 90 that I have completed and either kept or gifted. And I've got 3 that I'm working on, one my daughter's working on, and one my daughter-in-law's working on.
Oh, wow.
What do I do with them when I'm done? Believe it or not, the ones that I don't give away, I have very few that go in the profile or the portfolio. Most of them, I play rotate a picture, like Wild Waves, which I found the 8th horse, Rose. There's 8 horses in that. But it's up on my wall. I've got Titanium Uberon up on my wall. I got a little one of a Jack Russell on my wall. And these are all in my living room. What is it? Great Reflections, one of the Chuck Pinsons. I got one of, it's a 4-generation picture. It's actually a picture of my granddaughter, my daughter, me, and my mother that I've diamond painted.
No.
Which actually, who did that? Heartful Diamonds did that. They did a really good job because the skin tones and all are really good.
Yeah.
And then I go into my other living room, which is where the kids hang out, and I start in there. Artemisa's up in there. Diamond, what is it? Little Dragon Z's up in there. Hide and Seek's up in there. So I just kind of rotate them around.
Nice. That's a good idea. Hi, Chris. Hi, Jay.
Jeremy, I'm doing them because I got them. I paid for them, but when they're done, I'm not buying no more. And take no more double-sided adhesives.
Yeah, I'm very much more, I prefer poured glue.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot nicer. And mounted glue is another new one. I haven't tried mounted glue yet, though.
And I have found the best way to, when I come across it, because I'm starting to find it on the hay, because this thing is so big that it's been rolled, and you're not supposed to roll them. And
Right.
It's been thrown all over the place and laid on the floor and over on the table. Now it's up on the drafting table. It's been everywhere. That when I pull back the paper, I'm starting to get the little bubbles. And I've got a ceramic bladed pin, and I'll just run that across the top of the bubble. Yeah. And then I will take the paper and put it back down, and then I will take something with a flat edge. And I might, sometimes I even take like your little, not a butter knife, but like the one we use for putting on frosting.
Yes, another one.
And just use it and then rub all the air out of the bubbles just to get them where they're flat. And that seems to be working pretty well. Because as long as you can score the top of that plastic or that adhesive and then put some, the paper back on it and get all that air out, it's flat.
Yeah, it works really well. I had to throw my TARDIS one away because when I shifted it over, it was double-sided adhesive and I'd rolled it the wrong way. And it sat for 6 months rolled up here on top of that. And yeah, all the glue just was not very good in the end.
I can honestly say at least I have not rolled it the wrong way.
Yeah.
I've kept it the way it was rolled on the original foam roller.
Yeah.
Because this was back in the day of when they would actually ship you a package that long. Oh. So I got this like humongous box. It was like 130 centimeters long, wide, with this big, huge thing rolled in it. I was like, oh my God, what is this? So it was like, yeah, Hades will steal your soul. They're beautiful, but especially if you do like I did, and it is funny because when you're working on them, you don't see it, Rose. You don't see that it's the wrong. Minute I stood up and looked down, I went, that just does not look right.
I am excited.
I was sending those little recharting pictures, but I was still like, that just does not look right. Yeah, it didn't look right because I had what was supposed to be up by her shoulders down at the bottom.
No.
It was like totally different colors, and I was just like, that's not right. There is something wrong with that.
I'm really looking forward to doing my Hade next year. That's my August challenge next year, but I will actually be starting it in July with Chris for the birthday event next year, because I'm actually designing a very unique Hade for Chris and I to do for our birthday events next year.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
Yeah, and we're just going to roll it over. It's actually going to do like 3 events, but he doesn't know yet. So
I think it's been 3 or 4 right now, but I'm using the same picture in all 4 of them.
Yeah. Like I could join the rainbow one because this has got rainbows in it, but I just, this is it. This one, I just want to.
Well, the Rainbow Sparkler said they would take any Michaelgelina pictures because they're so rainbowy colored. And so I'm doing the Michaelong. So I'll use that one. And I'm in Beat the Heat. And then there's one other that's going on. I don't even know the name. I just kind of put my picture in there and hit follow, the notifications.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris, you're going to see the image because I will sit down and discuss. I've actually pre-planned it in my head. You're going to like it. I think you'll like it.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to wait and see.
And I'm kind of looking for any questions that pop up. Let me know if there's some that I'm thinking. Last one I got is where Chris is talking.
So what would be some advice you'd give to, because like we're doing the Hade event this time next year. This is a good time to have you on. What's some advice you'd give for people who are looking at doing their first Hade?
I would say starting out, do not go with a max image. I mean, I went with blank canvas instead of the ones that have the picture. They do have them with their charted. So that you have a picture, you just got to go around with your drills. But no, I got to go bigger to go home. And so I go, 120 wide, 160 long on a blank canvas with 240 colors. So it was like so overwhelming. It's amazing I've gotten to where I've gotten. Yeah. So I would suggest, pick like a mini, which minis are usually, like the 60 by 80, 60 by 90, something we're used to. And they're about 90 colors.
Yeah. So the one I'm looking at doing is actually converting one of my images into a cross stitch pattern and then converting it into a Hade.
But I went with such a big image because I've seen this on Ally. I mean, yeah, they stole it, but I have not ever seen the whole image because it's so big. They crop pieces out of it.
Oh, I know. It bugs me when they do that. It bugs me when they crop Joe Walls. Any company that crops Joe Walls needs to be shot. Personally.
Well, like in this one, her face could be an image. The wolves could be an image. That monkey owl thing, I swear I call it the monkey owl because it looks like an owl till you see its face and it's sitting there playing that horn. Yeah. Then it looks like a monkey. I was like, what was she thinking? My biggest painting would be the Hade I'm working on because it literally is 4 feet wide and it's going to be 5 feet long. It comes out to be 4 60 by 80s. And right now I'm on the third 60 by 80 section. Stacy, you just worry about feeling better and getting better and try to get some rest.
Yeah. I'll touch base with you later, love, but I'm not disturbing you because I want you to rest. But I will leave you a message later. Love you heaps. Just look after you.
And then the next biggest one I've done, I guess, is, and I don't even remember where it was, but it was one of those big DPs you see come up on Facebook, and they show you that one that has that big tree with pink flowers to the right and left. It's nothing but pink flowers, and they're on the ground. And that big, huge tree, I did that one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That one's pretty big, too. It's not real wide, but it's long. It's like 3 feet long. And that was when I was first starting. So I've never really gone easy. And I always do confetti heavy pictures. I'm not much into color blocking. Did I lose you?
No, it's all right. Sorry,
Okay.
I just
You just got so quiet. I was like, oh my God.
yeah. No, I was just there was a great. I was at the school yesterday. COVID. We get COVID notifications for Kenzie's school.
Oh no.
And I was at her school yesterday, and I can't really afford to get COVID, so Kenzie can't get it. She's just recently been vaccinated, so she should be covered for at least another month or two. So,
Not from the newest one though. Not the 5. 5's not even acknowledging any of the shots.
Yeah, well, she's got a cold at the moment, but we have tested her.
I just ordered 8 more because the U.S. if you go to freecovid.com and order tests, you'll get 8 tests for free. But yeah, this newest one, it don't care if you've been vaccinated. It don't even care if you just caught it last week. It'll hit you again. That's what all the big hubbub is about. Is it don't care.
No.
Rounds or squares? If I'm doing it just because I'm wanting to get something done, because I don't want to sit here and not do anything, and I'm not worried about the image. Like I may even know it's going to look like crap when it gets done, but it's just for the process. If that makes any sense. I mean, just for the process of doing it, I'll do rounds. And sometimes if I can get one that whenever I can tell it's going to be a decent image round, I'll do rounds because they are sparklier for some reason. But the squares will give you a much clearer, definitive picture. So if you got a lot of detail in your picture, you want square.
Yeah.
If you're just wanting, like I did the diamond dots with the dolphins and the mermaid, and that thing is so sparkly. It's round. And it is so sparkly that from like in the bathtub, I can look over there and it's just like sparkling because it's in my bathroom. But it's the first one I ever did. And oh my God, my rose on it. My rose on it. I look at that and go, I'm not taking it down. That's my third point. Because the rose they're just like, ooh. I mean, it's like, those poor people are like, I can't get a straight row, and they're all over the place. Well, that's kind of how that picture is, and it's in the white, and I hate white. I would rather do an all black background than an all white background.
I'd rather do a Josephine Wall.
Yes.
I don't like doing either. It's white background. No.
But I don't. If I have to do like a solid background for something, I would rather do black than white.
Me too.
Black for some reason doesn't seem to show it as bad, but those whites, if they're off, you can tell.
Oh, I've got one here, and it's a giddy up.
Take care, Emily. I hope the kids settle down.
No worries, Ian. Take care, love.
But yeah, if you have white, and if you're like what I do with white, I will take some old cards or old credit cards, and I'll actually save them for this purpose. And I'll line them up on the glue right next to the line, and I do like 3 rows in along that to make it like a 3-row straight line, and then just follow those.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Chris, I've almost done an entire row. Come on, catch up. Yeah, I don't like using all white. Like, it's my.
I'm to the point now that if I had one that was white, I think I would do the picture itself and then just trim all the white off and paint a little black outline around it and stick it up on the wall like a cutout.
I'd probably like the giddy up one I've been doing. Seriously, it's the canvas is bad, the drills are bad. It's literally going to be going out in the rubbish, sadly. That's the pink horse I was doing for Kenzie. It's just terrible.
Yeah, I can't see
white. Yeah.
I did one for my old boss because she loved Raiders, and I made her. It was a football helmet, and the whole background behind that thing was white. And I thought I was I was miserable doing that.
Yeah. But see, Palmy, you've started. Hiya, Wilma.
Hi, Pommy. Hi, Wilma. But yeah. Oh, and I got the new mystery one in the oh God, who is it? It's the Finovich one. Or Finich. Is it Simona? And that one, but I got 3 going, so I'll do a video for it, but I'm not gonna start it, but because I got another budget one I started.
We can organize mysteries. Like we can sort of get them done. Like the mystery one that we're doing next year, that will be releasing later this year for next year, will be a true mystery.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Are we still going to be able to pick our artist?
Yeah, you can still put like with the event that we're doing. It's literally I'm actually designing a murder mystery series.
Oh, okay. Now that one, yeah. But I was thinking like a mystery.
Oh, no, mystery. Yeah, no, you can choose which artist you want, and then we randomly select.
And then just get surprised. Just pick someone that you really like everything.
Yeah. So it could be me, it could be Jay Wall, it could be Dale Crosley, it could be Ashley, it could be Amanda, it could be, there's like you can just choose one.
Oh yeah. No, white with guide circles, that would be even worse because you'd have all these little black bobs around your white. No.
I'm doing my rounds. Like this round is my first, and it's my first big round because I've only ever done like 40 by 50s, and it's no guide circles. I'm not using guide circles with it at all.
No, because then if you're not spot on, you see all those black circles.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the other thing with squares. If you go squares and the canvas is sized right so that you don't have popping drills, it's just smooth as glass. I usually do one, well, I call it one at a time, but my hay don't count. That thing's been on that table for 1.5 years. It don't come down. When I get tired of working on the couch, I go over there and work on it for a little bit. I started one because we literally could not start early on any of the events because Rainbows had that word, that word that you had to write the word on a piece of paper and put with your photo. So I couldn't even start working on Sandy even an hour because they didn't drop that word till like midnight on the dot. So I went ahead and went and grabbed the budget and just kind of got a row done on it. I stuck it over on the table and back to Sandy now. But usually I try to at least get all of one done and then just work on my Hade in the middle. Hi, Jane.
Hiya, Jane. I used to be a one of a kind, one at a time, and now I've become a serial starter, and it's doing my head in.
And actually, I've got most of my decks and my Dreamer designs and my shimmer stitch back there. The cellophane hadn't cut because I didn't even open them. I'm opening them now so I can do a unboxing, but then I put them back together and put them away. But I've got ones that I didn't do unboxings for because I wasn't a creator then. So, it's like I still got to go back in that room and do inventory.
I've seen your room. Your room's massively covered with
yeah, I got to go do inventory.
You do.
It's just I feel like I'm in a cage back there, because it's one of the old bedrooms. It's at the other end of the house. And so I just feel like I'm in a cage back there if I stay back there for too long. But I love the smell of it.
Yeah.
That's when you know you're addicted to diamond paintings. I walk back there a minute, I open it smells like diamond painting. And if you've done it long enough, especially if you've gotten them from AliExpress and stuff, it's got a smell. Got that smell. And I open that door and I'm like, oh.
The glue smell.
It's the glue smell. It's it's like, oh, yes, my room. I've been going on those budget painting ones I had hanging on that rack. And I'll just go in there because I'm trying to find small ones that I know I can get done in a day or two.
Yeah.
And so I think I've done two 30 by 40s, a 30 by 30, and now the other day I started a 35 by 40. And I've got the top row of it done. So, and I'll stick it over on the couch and go to work on Sandy so I can get her completed in the month.
I think I'm too much of an artist when it comes to kit, like my kit size, because I want the image to look the best it can be. So that's why I do the big ones, because the bigger ones you have more detail, and the bigger you go, the more detail. So I will always do big.
Yeah, now mine are getting big. The ones I'm pulling off the rack are some of my early. I mean, I went back in my Gym Flow, and if no one uses it, but Gym Flow is my favorite. I think of my Melody Pink right now. It's one of my favorites. That and Artemisa. It's between the two of them because Artemisa is just beautiful. I mean, she's so striking. And then Melody and Pink, it's just the vibe off of that painting. Her in that pink dress going up the staircase. I would say
Yeah.
my favorite right now. But it's when I started with 30 by 40s. Well, I did my first few was like 20 by 20s, and I was like, God, that looks horrible. And from reading posts, everyone says, oh, don't go lower than 30 by 40. So I went to 30 by 40s and bought a ton. And then I went to 40 by 50s and bought quite a few. And I had just now starting to work on those. And I did a 40 by 50 the other day, guys. And I'm telling you, pay attention to your image. That I did a 40 by 50. And when I was done, it went in my portfolio because I did it, but I could have just as well thrown it in the trash because I did 40 by 50 and you could not make out. It was just blobs of color.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a little dragon sleeping on a pile of gold. It was a blob of gold and a blob of green.
Oh, that's sad.
And it was a 40 by 50. So you would think at 40 by 50, it should have came out. So just kind of pay attention to the image. And if you can't, render it.
It's not being rendered very well.
No, it was rendered horrible.
Yeah.
Blobs. But that was back in my early days because, like I was saying, Gym Flow is an app you can get on Androids. I'm not sure if it's on iPhones. But you can actually, take a picture of the stock image or whatever you're buying, and you can upload it in there, and you can put the size and the number of drills and, all the information, where you got it from, how much it cost you, and it will track it. And so the ones I'm doing right now are ones I bought at the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020. So I can say the glue does hold up.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, make sure you check your image. And if you're smaller, make sure it's an image of like a flower or something that doesn't have tons of detail. Because if you're going for the detail, you're not going to get it unless you go huge. It is available on iPhone. That is good. Because I've been telling people about Android, but I didn't know if iPhone have it. But I love Jim's Flow. And one of these days, I'm going to sit down and put down which drills I have on hand in my stash in Jim's Flow, because it even has a spot for that, to where you can put down what drills you have on hand. So that's kind of cool. Any more questions, guys? Oh, can I pop for my event and let them know about it?
Yeah, no, talk about your event, definitely.
Okay. From October 1st to October 31st, we're doing Let Your Witch Goddess Free. There is a hashtag for it. There is a Facebook group for it, or page group. It's a group. And there's it says Survey Heart, but that's actually a Google form. And that's just so you can, if you win, I know where to send it. basically. There will be 4 weekly giveaways, and to be entered in the giveaways, all you got to do is post a picture for that week. And then we'll just give every picture a number, and then when we close out that post, we'll do a random wheel draw, and you'll get that weekly prize. The grand prize will be from the end, and it will be people who have definitely signed up on the Google form. So they'll be eligible for the grand prize. I can tell you right now, I would love to win this grand prize. It's going to have a TJ pin that is the ones they showed on Facebook this morning, the orange and black. It's not one of those, but it's ones that was from that blank. The orange and black blank, it's just different style to it. And that was the TJ pin. I've got a beautiful package from Dynamite Diamonds. I got a beautiful package from Days Dreams. I'm still looking for some other sponsors that I'm trying for. We got DP the Sparklers giving a gift certificate. NYX is giving trays. For the grand prize from her will be a beast. So we're doing really well. Take 10 Emporium Candles is a sponsor. So the prizes are going to be really nice. As far as entering, it can be anything good witch, bad witch. Doesn't have to be witchy, bad witchy looking. It can be a pretty witch, an ugly witch, bad witch, good witch, a goddess, a god. It can even be Apollo, Thor, anything like that. We're also taking anything spiritual, pagany, anything like that gives off that vibe. I told Jeremy that he could do wood burning. So if anyone wants to do wood burning or cross stitch, you're more than welcome. The thing with it is all we request is if you're doing a 30 by 40, it does need to be a new start. If you're doing one that is a whip, that you have at least a 30 by 40 area to still work on, so that everyone's working a 30 by 40 area. The first week, I'll put a post up and just post your start picture in that post. And that way you're in the event. We'll have weekly lives. One of the weeks, Amber's going to come on and talk about different pasts, and, the different ways that those realms can shoot off, and, information about that.
Nice.
Sarah Bryce is doing Story Keep Rise of the Witches. So I'm doing Lady of the Forest, because back in the, long time ago, they called goddesses ladies. So Lady of the Forest is the goddess of the forest. So, if you have Lady of the Lake, it would work.
So the two that I've just done, that I'll be releasing in time for Halloween, the Priestess Bridget and Mother of Moons, both were done in mind for this event, so that people could do Halloween and that at the same time. I'm actually doing Millennium Tree. That's what I'm doing for your event.
And the reason, like with October, because Emeralds and Fairy Lights is doing her Witch Along. Yeah. And then you got Drills and Chills, and I think Derek just started something, Ghouls and something. So there's like, his is in September, Emeralds and Fairy Lights runs September, October. I think Drills and Chills runs September, October, and then we're in October. So basically, if you have one from that event and just haven't finished it and got a 30 by 40 area, you can use it as long as it has the right vibe. If you're doing something witchy, or
if it's got pink in it, you can also enter it in the breast cancer one with Angie, because it's just
NYX is doing a pink witch.
Yeah.
Literally, she was like, I'm going to do breast cancer and I want to do the witch. And someone told her to just do a pink witch. So she's doing a pink witch.
Why not?
She's got her pink on and she's got her witch on.
Well, there is a breast cancer theory that I released last year that people could do. I don't know if anyone saw him. It's actually a bearded man in a pink fairy outfit. So
how cute.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it. Hang on.
And if you're really good at rendering or regraphing something, you could actually just put a pink ribbon somewhere in your picture.
Where are we?
Take a pen and just kind of draw a ribbon somewhere, and then take some pink ABs and put them up in there and have a pink ribbon. I'm starting to get this graphing thing down after my 18-hour episode the other day.
So here is the breast cancer fairy.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So he was designed, I did him after there was a man in New Zealand whose wife got breast cancer, and when she died, he dressed up as a pink fairy and literally cycled all around New Zealand as a pink fairy, the breast cancer fairy. So it's kind of done with him in mind, but I wanted it, it's just something that really touched my heart. So
that's really nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
So he could, he's a fae, if we zoom in, he's got wings and a wand. So he doesn't have a wand, but he's got like fairy dust. And
that is so cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. That's what you call an awesome man.
Yes. So I was just really impressed with his whole attitude about it and stuff. And so there we go.
I mean, that's really awesome. Yeah. But yeah, the event's going to be really fun because we're going to have at least one weekly live, and you never know. Sometimes I get bored and don't like hanging out by myself, and I'll pop on and do something just to hang out with people. Now, during the lives for these events, I will be giving away the little Care Bears randomly throughout the lives. I actually ordered, I think I got 30 more that I got to do up. I might actually have to buy more magnets.
No.
I don't know if you saw the little Care Bears that I'd given.
That you gave next? Yeah, I saw those. Yeah.
They are so cute. I'm using a little blue one and a little pink one. And I think my granddaughter ran off with the purple one. I gave her one, and Nick's got the purple one.
Nice.
But yeah, they are so cute. Yeah, I'm talking. I got a house fairy. I know I got a house fairy. Because isn't that where that stuff just you can't find it, and then randomly it'll just show up out in the middle of nowhere? Isn't that a house fairy?
I have rules about the fays in my house.
Well, I'm telling you, I think I have a house fairy because I have a dog treat container that I looked for 4 days for this thing, and I could not find it. And then like out of the blue in the living kitchen one day, and it's sitting on a counter, like right in plain sight. I don't know how many things that'll do that. I'll know where it was. I'll go to where it was, and it's gone.
I'm not the only one.
And then like a week later, it'll pop up and it'll be right smack in the open. Like there's no way I missed that. And my watch, I put it on the counter in the bathroom when I was taking a bath, and I went to bed, and I got up next morning to put that thing on, and it is gone. I have yet to find it. I just had buy another one, but it will turn up because everything eventually turns up.
Yes.
It's just like, oh my gosh, how do you get rid of them?
White sage normally helps.
White sage? Well, I'll get me some white sage because let me tell you, I'm getting tired of stuff turning up missing. It's Love and Sparkles is the name of my Facebook group for my page. The one for the event is Let Your Witch Goddess Free.
I've got that. Hang on, let me get that link for people.
I did ask him to return some of my stuff, and that's when everything but the watch has turned back up. Literally, when I asked nicely to return my stuff, everything but the watch has turned back up. But it was really sparkly because I had just put a new rose gold sparkly band on it that had glitter all over it.
Yeah.
And I figured that's why it went bye-bye. Because aren't they attracted to like bling?
Yes, I find bling all over my house. My keys go missing. Yeah, like I put my key down on the bench the other day and found it when I was getting ready to leave, found it in Kenzie's bag. And now I don't know if she put it in there, whether I put it in there, or I think.
And then ever since I've asked about what my spirit guides were, guys, my dad's dog from, she's lived across the road for 9 years. All of a sudden started breaking in my house. I mean, literally tore apart the air conditioner vent hole to get in the house. And she's really not left. She'll go home for a couple hours and then you'll see her trotting up the road. I just stand there and have the door open. So she's made a bed. She's got a food bowl. But once I said that, this is like her home is her home away from home. This is her home. And then all of a sudden lizards, tons of lizards all over my front porch, my back porch. I even had a lizard in the house. How I got a lizard in the house? I don't know. But a lizard in the house. The other night, I heard a frog in the air conditioner vent. So be wary about what you ask for, because you will get it in excess.
Yes, always be careful what you wish for. Like I've yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, if you ask for it, you're gonna you get it.
Yeah, you get it. You just get it more than you get what they think you need, not what you think.
Yeah, I needed dogs, lizards, and evidently frogs. Now that I was sitting here, and all of a sudden he started doing his little frog singing, and I went looking because it was so loud, and he was inside my air conditioner vent, inside the tubing for it. I was just like, oh Lord. I was sitting there and sing. And my poor grandson, when the break-in doggy first started showing up over here, he was like, she don't live here. She lives across the road. And I said, no, she thinks she lives here now. He's like, okay.
She's just moved, like she's just relocated. She just goes back to the other house for a visit.
She does. I mean, she might go home over there for like 3 hours, and then you'll see her coming up my driveway.
Yeah.
And she's always been an outside dog, has never lived in the house until now. And when she's ready to go out, she just about tears my door apart to get out of it. It's like there's no happy medium.
No, I have a cat that does that. I'll sit there and scratch at the door.
I mean,
work, he leaves the door open so that the cat can get out because she just drives me crazy otherwise.
Oh yeah, on my porch, I got wood in the window, and then I got wood shoved in front of the window so that she can't get to it.
Yeah,
because otherwise she'll just keep tearing it apart and getting in the house. I mean, she decided she was going to live here.
Claimed you. She's like, you're my mum now. That's it. You don't get a choice.
I mean, I have her, the dog you can see up there in that picture above my head.
Yeah.
Right up there. That is her sister. And she was my dog too, about 11 years old when she passed. She got a hold of antifreeze from the guy down the road. And I had to put down. And there's a guy, and I'm in this group because, what is it, dogs make me smile. And I didn't realize he was from China, but he does excellent oil paintings, beautiful oil paintings. And so I commissioned that oil painting, and like there was a remote and something else in the picture, and he took them out, but left her alone, and then painted her and framed her. And I think I paid like $150 for it.
It's beautiful.
And when I got it, it had all these custom markers all over it. It came from China. I was like, I did not realize he was from China. But he does beautiful work. I commissioned a piece for my mother when she passed away. Except for her, he didn't want a copy of the photo. He actually wanted me to scan the picture and then email him the scan.
Yeah.
You know, he's saying that this is such an important painting because it was my mom. then I want to make sure I got good quality to work with.
Yeah.
So we kind of did that, but I mean, he does wonderful, wonderful work.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's my Lacey, but that's the break-in doggy's sister. They were sisters.
Thanks, Cynthia.
Thank you, Cynthia. So yeah, I mean, it was like I had her for 11 years, and she passed away. I put her down like in 2019. So this dog's got to be about 15 years old. And my dad's like, you can throw her out. She has never lived in the house, and I'm down. No, she's probably like 98 years old in dog years because she's about 14 or 15 in dog, in people years. I said, I'll have her end of time in a nice either cool house or a warm house instead of dealing with the elements. It's like I'm such a sucker. Such a sucker.
Oh, I'm a sucker for animals too.
I mean, I'm a sucker.
That's how I ended up with Polo and Pud Pud.
It's like if it's when my pool got tadpoles in it before I took it down, and we had taken the tarp off, and we were taking it off, and the frogs, because the tarp was dipping down in the water a little bit, and the frogs had got in there and laid their eggs, and there was probably 4,000 tadpoles in that pool.
Oh my goodness.
Ton. And so my kids were like, Mom, you can't kill the frogs. So we sat there for hours dipping out tadpoles, putting them in a bucket, a 13-gallon trash can, and then hauling it down to the creek and throwing them in the creek. And I bet you about 4,000. My brother wanted to kill me because he was like, the next year, of course, all the little tadpoles grew up.
Yeah.
He said, I go to mow and all I see is frogs jumping. Don't ever do that again.
Yeah.
I mean, you could walk by a tree and be sitting on the bark looking at you, like, hi, Ribby. We have so many frogs. It was unreal.
I think last year, like in summer, I heard we heard frogs out. We don't live near water, so they've definitely jumped a long way to get to us.
You see, what made me click and order diamond paintings? The Hade is just, there's so many elements that I felt the planets. There's like two big, there's a huge planet, a small planet, these beautiful flowers. It's got a castle and a roller coaster, those scary, creepy faces in the wings, and then the pretty faces in the wings, because she's always got faces everywhere. And the moss, the blood, and then the cool. I love blues and purples and lavenders. And the whole painting is nothing but that. I mean, and then it's got like a stream coming down with trees. I mean, it's just so many elements that I just love. So that's why I clicked on that one. The wild waves. I don't talk about it much anymore. It's gotten much better. Thank y'all for listening. Because believe it or not, these channels really do help people that have mental health. Because I talk my way through it. But wild waves reminds me of my process. I mean, like I was squished under the wave, and that's that first horse because you can barely see his head in there. And then you start seeing the horses come out of that wave. So that was why I bought that one. Because it kind of signifies what I had been through. And then some of them, like Rainbow Bright, was because my daughter loved Rainbow Bright as a child, grew up with it. Some just the feel of them. Chuck Pinson, like his mountain scenes and his fall scenes, I just love them. So it's ones that cause a feeling. There's one that I was doing, the Sweet Life, the one that has that red covered bridge, and then there's a church in the back, and it has a stream, and it's beautiful. And when I was working on it, my dad, when he would come over, would say, "Oh, I love that picture." So I finally just broke down and framed it and gave it to him for his birthday. But that bridge looks just like a bridge in Fort Fairfield, Maine. So, I mean, it was like somewhere we went, somewhere we've been, and it just brings up memories of Maine. So that's why I bought that one. So usually it's because it reminds me of something or the colors speak to me.
Or it invokes an emotion.
Yep.
Yeah, mine's all like mine's the same. It's emotion. It's like this one. It's out of all the paintings I have in my stash that I've started this year that I've got ready to finish. This one, I'm going to keep going until I finish it. I don't care if it gets in the way of other stuff. This one has to be finished because
That's
of
kind
what
of how I do my hate. It stays on my draft board all the time. And that way I can work on one on the side, but still go over there and work on, a spot of 600 to 1200 beads. So it's slowly getting finished.
Yeah. I'm just literally going to keep going on this one until it's finished because this is a representation of my daughter that passed. It's her anniversary this month. Like I'm literally investing so many hours in this piece at the moment because of the emotions and it's actually healing. Like
Yes.
when you do pieces that represent an emotion in you, they're very, very healing. I gave up my dolphins to do this one. And I was enjoying my dolphins.
Yeah, even though my finger still hurts, my little owie, that was from the hay, pulling all the beads off of that double-sided adhesive. Even though I still got my owie, I might actually sit down and do, a space of 600 to 1200 tonight.
Yeah.
Because once I do this last row, I will have a 30 by 40, 30 by 45 area probably done.
Yeah.
And then I can move over to the other side and work on it. I just hate because I don't have a game chair, so I'm sitting on a love seat, which is so low compared to the draft table that I've got like 3 piled pillows that I sit on to get tall enough to where it doesn't hurt my back to work on this thing. So I feel like the princess and the pea. I know when I pull all these pillows up, I'm gonna find a little pea down there.
Yeah, I'm so not the princess and the pea. Like I think I had this conversation with someone recently. I'm not sure who it was. It might have been Chris actually. I mentioned I'm so not the princess and the pea kind of person.
I mean, it was, oh my Lord. Because I did a long time, I did it sitting down low on the actual love seat. And then I was like, why am I always hurting so bad when I work on this thing? And then I thought, well, probably because you're sitting with your nose like at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
So I started like putting as many pillows as I could. I mean, even my drafting table is like bigger than the normal drafting table because my dad actually made me a part that we put on it that is 3 feet tall and 4 feet wide that sits on the drafting table to make it wide enough so that the corners of my painting wouldn't hang off the sides.
Yeah. Roy's just extended, like we had another table, a desk the same color, so he's extended it outwards, but I still need it extended width-wise so that I can actually unroll it because I don't like having it rolled up and I'm having to work on such a weird angle. This is a challenge, like not only the rounds and having to bling it, but I'm working in so many different directions right now. It's like
I don't know if you should have picked a little bitty one.
Look, this one has to be
one of those. I mean, Rose, those are so, hers are confetti heavy, and then trying to do something new on top of it, that's just torture.
I don't mind confetti. I actually quite like confetti. This one, so, you guys have all heard me talk about Bridie. This is my Bridie piece. This is my piece for her. And it just invokes so much emotion in me. And I want to get it done. And I didn't want to, and Jenny knew I didn't want it small. She knew that this one had to be a big one. So when she ordered it big. So, yeah.
I mean, because J-Wall, I can actually put down 600 beads and only use one bead of one color in that 600.
Yeah, like this is my first J-Wall. Like if I do a row a day, and I mean they're big rows, I'm not doing small rows, they're like long rows. If I do like one of those a day. I figure I might get it close to finish by the end of the month. But I am going to take this one over until to next month as well. So,
but you'll get there and you'll enjoy it because I mean,
yeah,
they're so beautiful and overwhelming.
Yeah, it's just beautiful art. She's such amazing, amazing art.
Hi, Pixie. And nowadays, I mean, like it just depends. Like, what was her? Is her name Simona Finich? It was in the last two Mr. Diamond paintings. You know, I kind of cheated and I went and saw what the image was. And when I saw what the image was, I fell in love with the colors and the image. And so I had to have it. And before that was Ann Stokes because I love Ann Stokes.
Oh, I love Ann Stokes too. I tried to get her.
I so wish you guys could get Ann Stokes.
We tried. We did try, but she actually never responded. And she went
so awesome. That's why on my Facebook, that's why you always get like whenever she posts new pictures in her group page, because I'm in her group page.
Yeah.
I'll sit there and I'll share them so everyone can see the picture.
Yeah, no, we did. We were trying to get her, but we didn't realize she was in negotiations with Dak at the same time, so we missed out. But we did try. We did try, and we will try. We will keep trying. We will keep trying for these artists. Hi, Pixie.
Hey, Jeremy. I'm sorry. It goes, that humidity, it makes it feel a whole lot worse. I understand. Being in Arkansas, I understand. we have the heat and the humidity. We get double whammied. I live in a whammy state, but man, when it was hitting 108 without the humidity last week before, I thought I was going to die. I would not step outside. I wouldn't even go get my mail until 8 o'clock at night because it was like, I'm not going out there.
Oh, I don't blame you.
I
love anything dragons. I have a little dragon tattooed on my arm, but I'm actually getting that.
I even have, excuse me, but I have the little DICK dragon, that little 3D printed one.
Oh, yeah.
That thing is so cute. Whenever I saw Diamonds in Washi, when she got it sent to her, I thought it was the cutest thing. And it was so funny. So I went ahead and bought one. And I put it on my tallest shelf so that the little kids can't see it. But my adult kids can when they walk by it. The reactions I have gotten have been hilarious.
So this is like let's see, Kenzie's coming up. She's coming up 16, so it's about 18 years old now. This one, and Kenzie's dad designed it. It's actually his artwork, but I'm actually it will get covered up. Yeah, it will get covered up.
But that was where when Nyx talks about the ombre colors and how if it's not a big enough piece, you won't see the colors you're really looking for in it. I had ordered where it was going to be that kind of bluish to purple color look.
Yeah.
And it came out being like cyan waters.
Yeah.
So I was like, I said, I didn't order this color. And she said, well, that's what color came through whenever it hit your dragon. I was like, well, crap. But yeah, it's up on the top shelf, and it's so funny when like my son or my daughter or the husbands and wives walk by. What is that?
So I am now on the last section of the first row of this piece. I'm so proud of myself.
Well, when you really enjoy what you're working on, it goes a lot faster.
I found rounds, like the round seems to be going fast. Like I just thought it was because rounds go faster. They just
rounds go faster anyway.
Yeah.
But
I'm not doing anything different. That's the thing. Like I'm placing exactly how I place it square. I guess maybe it is because I'm just enjoying it a bit more.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Like yesterday, we were in the jamming room with Harry Potter going. We watched 2 Harry Potters.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
You know what I've been watching, and I found it on the CW app, and it's actually let me play. I love this new internet. But I've been watching Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's a good movie.
I mean, the series. Because I keep it along. But it was back when I worked, and I worked nights, so I never got to see these things. And sometimes I would, get them on DVR and catch them, and sometimes I didn't, and sometimes someone would race it. So I never really got to see the whole series.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'll watch that. But it's like, it is so nice. Like this morning when I uploaded that Goliath video with this new internet, and it took a whole 2 minutes to upload that video.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was like, oh, the package I went with is still $100 cheaper than what I was paying for the satellite. And it runs at 1.1 gigabytes per second for upload and download.
That's nice.
And so it's like,
we went from rural, like when I was living in New Zealand, we had rural internet. We were paying $185 a month for our internet just to have all you can eat. Because Kenzie we were spending literally $500-600 a month at one stage, and then they gave us an all you can eat package finally. And that was
like satellite, I was paying $220, but I was only allowed to get so much at the high speed, and the high speed was only 150 megabytes per second. And after like I hit 150 gigs, then it would drop down to where like you're at the bottom toad pole, and then you sit there and just buffer all the time.
See, mine's 5G.
A fortune for it.
I'm on 5G network, so we get like consistent speed all the time. But we live in like, obviously we shifted from New Zealand to Melbourne. We're living in town, so it's 5G works really, really well.
I mean, I live way out, like 17 miles out of the nearest town, and so I'm really what you call rural, way out there.
Same.
And my electric company actually put this in for people who lived out in the country out here, and they put in, underground fiber optic. And I was like, they called me and said, would you be? And I was like, yes, put me down.
Yes. Give me now. Take my money.
That was it. I was like, yeah, right now. And then they were like, hey, you can pay out the installation over 10 months. I was like, I don't care. Yeah, come dig up my yard.
Give me the internet.
That's it. And then if you saw my video, it was so funny because they came out, and I knew where all the lines were because we dug them. And so, I told them, septic lines are from there over, and power's right here, water's right here. And so he drew a white line right in the middle of, he wouldn't hit nothing. Did the guy go on the white line? No. He went a foot to the right of the white line, which put him right over the septic lines, and they ended up chewing up a couple of them.
Oh, no.
And he comes up and he's like, oh, I hit something. I don't know what it was, but it's not spewing water, so it's not a water line. I said, well, I still got power, so it's not my power line. So you must have got the septic lines. And they had to come out and fix them. But it was like, they drew a white line on the ground. And he goes, well, you had rocks here. I couldn't get over the rocks. And I was like, if you'd come ask, I would have told you, throw them in the woods. There you go. Throw them in the woods.
Yeah.
That was it, Jeremy. I live in the country, and I was like on satellite, and half the month it would work, half it didn't. If I did lives, you got where my face was all broken up or the audio was all jacked up. I mean, it was just horrible. And then watching TV, it would spin and spin and spin. And, the grandkids were like, we don't want to come play with you because you don't have internet. So it's like, now that they know I have internet, they want to come out next weekend.
Oh, bless their bums.
Why did I pick diamond painting over other crafts? Well, let me see. I've done many other crafts. So I guess you could say I'm, ADHD, where I get focused on one and I'll buy everything for it. And then I leave it. This one I've stayed with the longest. I have done ceramics. They're all have been something I use my hands and something with lots of color. But I had my own kiln, I had my own greenware, had all the glazes. But when I moved out of that house, I didn't have anywhere from a kiln and all, so I kind of got out of that. But I used to do dry brushing and ceramic glazing and all that. Other crafts, which I have a $1,500 sewing machine in my bedroom. in the closet was quilting. And I have all the quilt cutting pattern. I mean, I gave away hundreds of dollars worth of books to my aunt, but I have all the pattern cutters and all kinds of stuff. And a lot of it is I can do this. Of course, my living room looks like a craft room, but it doesn't take up my whole house. I mean,
Jenny, you got mail. Sorry, I've been something because Jenny and I, anything business wise, Jenny and I most likely both end up tracking it. I just got a thing saying her bling bling's being delivered.
I mean, I wish they still had places that did it, but it seems like ceramics just phased out. They used to have places around here that were, like people had their like a shed in their backyard and they had it full of ceramic stuff. One was where you could drive there, meet up with, 10 or 15 women, and you all sit there and do your work and hang out, and that just kind of phased out. I mean, it just totally went away. And I hate that because I really, really loved it. But it's in the same with quilting. They used to have where you could go to shops and you bring your sewing machine and y'all had picked the same thing to work on and do that. And it's just yeah, I miss it. And I wish they had around here where you could just get together as a group of women and bring even a small diamond painting and sit down and the closest one I know to me is Dreamer's Craft Corner, and she's like an hour and a half, 2 hours from me. So it's like this one is like it's around and it hasn't phased out. Whereas the other one's just kind of phased out. No one quilts. No one does ceramics. So, and this one I can do and kind of watch TV in the background or listen to different YouTubes, and which I usually do. I usually just put on someone. That's how you get all your hours. I just sit there and just listen to you on the playlist and don't even have to look up half the time. Unless y'all are enabling, and then I'm in trouble because I get enabled and I go buy stuff. I mean, it's like, oh my God. Now I can't even, I mean, I live so far out that I can't even, I mean, everyone's like, even my own kids are like, but Mom, you live so far out there. We don't want to come out there. It's like, I said, but I don't want to move in town. I like where I'm at.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quiet. I mean, I didn't even have a neighbor until the guy at the very front of the road bought this land over here and let some old guy that's got a beard that goes down to his belly button just about. And he lives in an RV and he's got teepees all over in the front of his yard. I don't understand that, but each to your own. And that's my closest neighbor other than my dad. I mean, it's like nuts. But I do love the country. I mean, it's animals, woods, and me.
Yeah, I love the country too. But I must admit, I do enjoy being in town again.
I even took a class, and that was when I was up in, where was I living at when I did that? We were in South Dakota, and the military would have shops. They had an auto shop where the guys could take their cars in, put them up on lifts. They had all the tools in there for you to use. You just went in there and rented lift time. And they had that. And they had a framing shop. And you could go in there and you could buy your supplies. And they taught you how to use all the framing equipment and how to cut your frames, how to cut your mats, how to make mats. I used to, but now that I don't have the equipment, it's kind of hard if you don't have the equipment. But if you have the equipment, it's not really that hard. So it was like, but they had shops like that all over the base. They had a ceramic shop. You could go in there, pick your greenware. They fired it for you. They supplied, you could buy your glazes from them. Kind of missed that. And it was all on the base, and it's like their own little town, and they supplied that for the people who were living on the base. I had that in South Dakota and then in Maine. Were both the same way. They were like their own little cities, and they supplied everything. But they were both cold. South Dakota, it snowed sideways. Snow didn't come down. It snowed sideways. You watch Mrs. Coffee and she talks about snow going sideways. She's not lying. The Dakotas are no joke. It snows sideways.
I am surprised it doesn't snow in Melbourne. It gets so cold. It's been so cold this winter.
Well, when they told me, because I was in for almost 4 years, and when they told me that they were going to lock me in, I did what I did too well, and they were going to lock me in that position. And the only two bases I could ever go to were going to be Ellsworth, which is South Dakota, or Minot, which is northern North Dakota. I was like, thank you very much. How far can I be pregnant and get out on a pregnancy? And they said, till the day you deliver. I was like, start my papers. Because I was not going to do 20 years in those two states.
No.
I mean, I loved the military, but I was not doing my whole career in North Dakota and South Dakota. It was like, no way, no way, no way. That is evil.
So you were a nurse in the military?
No, believe it or not, I drove buses.
Buses.
I wanted to be a nurse, but that was not open at the time. And I went in for a job. And so they were like, well, the guaranteed one right now that's open is transportation. So I went into transportation, and I started driving buses for Flight Line and for the missile crews. And then when I was pregnant, they put me in missile dispatch, and I did that so well, I got stuck there. Yeah, Chris, you're kind of up there where Loring was, and it didn't always snow sideways up there, but it snowed a lot. It snowed a lot because Loring was at the very top of Maine. So, yeah. That was where I went to nursing school, was at the very tip top of Maine. You could step out of the school doors, go about 2 miles up the road, and you were hitting the Canadian border and going into Canada. So it's like, yeah. But I can also tell you that my children loved growing up there. They absolutely loved growing up in Maine. Well, one of was a base where it was like a city. But they were like, Mom, there was always something to do in the winter. You have snowmobiling, you have snow skiing, you can do cross country, downhill didn't work real well there. Don't do ground stuff, yeah. Because it gets so cold, they didn't cancel downhill skiing unless it was like minus 50. And then the snow's not snow. It looks like snow, but it's not snow. It's like frozen solid, and then when you hit it, it hurts. So not a good idea. Not a good idea.
For like in New Zealand, we grew up like we hear like Australia's always hotter than New Zealand, and it is. It is very much hotter than New Zealand. But the winters here are a damn sight colder than what I'm used to from where I lived. So it's like,
I did not think it would get that. For some reason, I just never thought Australia would get that cold.
We got -4, -5, -6 cell this
but what
winter.
is that in Fahrenheit?
I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Hang on a minute. Let's have a look. So the coldest we had was -6.
Trying to do the conversion in my head, I can't. Yeah. I need a calculator.
So
I mean, yeah, North and South Dakota, you can just go forever and ever. And it's Yeah. The thought of doing 20 years in that was just too much. I was like, no, I love the Air Force. I miss the Air Force, but I'm not doing that. At least in South Dakota, we did have the canyons heading out towards
21,
Sturgis and stuff.
21.2 Fahrenheit is -6.
Oh, well, that's not too bad. We usually get teens, like Fahrenheit teens.
Yeah. Well, it's cold for us. It's
Yeah,
cold
it's
for
cold for you.
Yeah.
That's like when I had my surgery in February. Oh my God. I had to go to my daughter's because, they were like, you're not staying home alone for a week after having an open abdominal surgery. So I went to her house and was put on her couch for a week. Well, that was the week. The day I got out of the hospital and my dad brought me here, my daughter picked me up from here, took me to her house. It started snowing and it went down to like 12 degrees Fahrenheit. And we ended up getting over a foot of snow. So I got snowed into their house for 2 solid weeks, spend 2 weeks on their couch. So it was my dogs, her kids, her husband, and everybody snowed in. And I was just like, and I'm like looped out of my brain on pain meds because she fed me them things like right on the money of 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
So it was like, when I did Little Dragon Z, I can honestly say I don't remember doing Little Dragon Z. I did them, but I did him post-op to where she took them away from me for a couple of days because she said I was pouring my diamonds into the couch and rubbing it in because we were watching a cooking show and it was talking about rubbing the flour or whatever in the counter. And I was doing that with my diamonds. So she said, I grounded you from your diamond painting.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, oh my Lord. So when I had my second surgery, she told my son, she goes, no, you're going to go stay at mom's for a week and you get to find out what I'm talking about. So evidently the first week post-op with me is not very pleasant. Because for the first week, I don't remember a whole lot because me and pain medication, we don't jive real well.
Yeah. Jenny will she's watched me have an aura migraine and take a Panadol, which is like Tylenol for you guys. And I've literally just crashed out on the couch, like literally zombie.
Oh, it's like I'll do things and I was like, this last time my son had me for a week and my bed's really high and I kept telling him, just push my butt up there. And he's like, Mom, I'm not touching your butt. I don't know how he finally got me up there. He was like, I'm just not touching your butt. I was just wanting him to push me up on the bed. I mean, it was like, and he made me go to the bed because he's afraid I was trying to walk there that I would fall. Because a lot of times if I'm taking pain medicine, when I stand up, my blood pressure goes so low, I'll pass out. And I'll just go straight down, just go poof. And so he had brought me a coffee and I didn't have anywhere to lay it on my bed. So I was sitting there in my brand wisdom. I saw a box and I thought, well, if I put it in the box is flat on the bottom, so it won't fall over. But then evidently I fell asleep, rolled over, which tilted the box and made the coffee spill out. So he was like, I come in and you're laying in a puddle of coffee.
Goodness. Hi, Chantal. Good night, Sarah.
Night, everybody that's going out. Night, Sarah. I mean, so it was just like, he was like, what made you think putting it in a box would help? And I thought, well, at least it was flat. I tried. Because being down for a week like that and dependent on your kids is no fun at all. No fun.
I'm a bit worried if I need to get this valve replaced, how I'm going to cope because I have Kenzie. And my main support team obviously has always been in New Zealand and they can't afford to take a month off work and fly over. So Jenny and Libby might have to come down and stay with me.
I mean, it's rough. I mean, after I finally got back on my feet a little, they still made the 15-year-old come stay with me just because he could operate the microwave.
Yeah.
And so they bought things that he could microwave to feed me because I still wasn't up and mobile, but I wasn't where, my son had to be here. So they put the 15-year-old babysit me.
Yeah.
So I can actually say my poor teenage grandson has had to babysit me twice.
Well, my teenage grandson is autistic like Kenzie, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah, he's got a ADHD really, really, really bad. I mean, if he's not taking his medicine, his brain, you can see it just flying, and then he'll try to talk that fast.
Yeah.
And it's just like, whoa, slow down. I can't even keep up with what you're saying. He would make a great auctioneer, absolute fantastic auctioneer, because it's just like he goes so fast you can't keep up.
Yeah.
Brilliant little boy when it comes to cars. You can sit there and say what kind of car is that, and he can tell you. But yeah. But then, of course, if you've ever watched any of my videos, you always see little creatures running around.
Yeah.
At least this summer, I haven't had all 5 of them very often. It's either 3 or the 2, but I haven't had all 5.
I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing our older kids for Christmas this year or around Christmas time. They're looking at all coming over. We've got one, I think she's coming in October. It's Rory's eldest.
Let me see. What makes me choose a diamond painting over another one? Sometimes it's just money, because sometimes I want multiples, and I just go for the one that I like the colors or it makes me feel the best. Because there's multiples that I really like I like the pictures, but I'll go for the one that gives me the best feeling. And I mean, it's just the colors. Like Artemisa was the hardest one for me to paint because I wanted that painting because the finished picture is beautiful, but those colors just about killed me. Because I like the bright and the colorful that's why I like Josephine Walls so much, is the bright, vibrant colors. They just make me feel good.
It's like you'll notice mine are all vibrant colors. They're all bright and bold and very
bright, bold. But Artemisa was just all browns and golds and a little bit of gray. That like to have killed me. The end result is fabulous.
Yeah.
But, oh my God.
Squishy doesn't like browns. And isn't the one you're doing right now, Christopher, browns?
I mean, it was just all browns and brown. It's just I go more for the vibrant purples, blues, lavenders. But oh my God. And the end result, I don't know if you've seen the one with wolf and then Artemisa at the top. And I actually put in some not club glass. I put in the frosted sparklers around the heart. Because she's got the silver heart or gray heart. And I put actual frosted sparklers all around it. And then I did quad cubes in her eye. I did violet quad cubes in her eyes and oak quad cubes in the wolf's eyes.
No.
And I tried that. I don't know if you've seen. I think Christopher did it, and it's that foam framing. Well, I had used it and had already trimmed it. Don't trim it because it won't stick to your wall, and it kept peeling off.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to try to get a magnetic one and see what I can do with it.
Welcome back, Mel.
I hear you, Christopher. And Artemisa was.
There's not many things that I don't do color wise, but yeah, I like confetti, and because it's always different colors and there's lots of colors and lots of vibrancy. Like I'm loving how this is looking. This canvas is coming. I've only done one row. It.
Yeah, so Christopher, you didn't have good luck with that foam stuff either. Yeah, no. It just really didn't work very good at all. At all. I tried. My grandson, the 6-year-old or 7-year-old, would go, Nana, your picture's falling off the wall. I was like, okay, I'm coming.
I normally look for frames, old antique frames that will fit. Like
The only thing with DAC is a lot of theirs are just off enough to where you can't like the panel sizes. It's hard to find a panel.
Yeah.
Now I've been able to find one for like the 60 by 90s.
That's standard poster size though. 60 by 90s is standard poster size.
I'm about to go down to Lowe's and just buy me some either crown molding or floor trim.
Yeah.
And miter the corners and get me some of those angles, the angle staples that you pound in with a rubber mallet, and just miter some corners and cut them to what I need, and then just staple the painting to it.
I'm waiting for my brother to turn up again from Brisbane. He's a builder, and he's actually going to show me apparently a very quick and easy way to frame my paintings. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, when you do it, you need to video it.
Yeah. And show
because I thought for sure that Mrs. Coffee was showing us a good framing way, but hers was that foam stuff. So I was like, yeah, no.
No, this is like proper wood frames. Like this is like proper, you got to saw it or you don't buy it. Yeah, he's going to show me how to do it anyway. I have no idea. I do know how to frame. I did frame. Husimi was originally in a frame, and he was in a shadow box frame kind of thing. And he looked really, really good.
My 16 by 30s, or my 16 by 12 by 16, 30 by 40s. I did a couple of framing videos on it the other day, and I actually posted the link for those frames down in the description. Now, those are pretty good frames, and they work really well for 30 by 40s. And what I did is just got some cardboard or cardstock to put, for the little bit that you can't, because they're always off a few centimeters, just to give it like a little bit of a mat. But they work really good. But the Amazon description link, and it's still an active link, is in that description box. So for your 30 by 40 pictures, works great.
Yeah. I think because you got to remember when you first weigh your canvas, like you've got to take into consideration once you put drills on a canvas, it's heavy. Those things weigh a ton.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about with this big, huge one. That's why I'm thinking I'm just going to get trim, use the angle staple, the staplers, it's actually like little joists that they're wavy, and you just pound them in to connect the corners where they don't fall apart, and just literally staple her to it. Because she's going to be so heavy because she's so big.
Well, something's just arrived at my door. Oh, thank you.
I didn't think about that, but to the backboard, yeah, because you would have to have the backboard. But thank you, Chris, because Christopher, that's great. Because I could do that, put it on I don't know what kind of backboard I would find big enough. Probably have to buy 15 foam boards and tape them and hot glue them together.
Husini's actually nail glued to a board. So I actually nail glued him once he was done. So I just liquid.
And then I found I'll have to come for the link for it, because I found some double-sided tape that is like fabulous on Amazon. It comes in like 3 rolls to a pack, and I'll see if I can find it and put it in a description, because it works really good.
Yeah,
so that's what I used with those papers that I kind of went all around the corners. I'm actually having to go look for some stab me tweezers because the little budget one I'm working on ended up getting a couple of my hairs and the dog hairs in it. Can't use them with my fingernails or my fingers for nothing, so I'm gonna have to find me some stab me tweezers to get it.
Hair in mine all the time.
I guess it's just the bad part of having so many animals. That's an idea, Sarah. I didn't think about that. Glue it to a backboard and then seal the whole thing to it. That is a good idea. I've already got the wall picked out for her. I literally got a wall. One whole wall in my bedroom is saved for this painting because it's going to be about that size. Hi, Liddy. Because that I do know that it's going to be where I've literally can estimate things by size and tell you what size it is just by looking. Oh, no, I should not be fuzzy. But it looks like I'm fuzzy, and I don't know why. No, now I'm not fuzzy no more. That's when I'm talking this fuzzy. But yeah, framing is an ongoing issue. I found some good size poster frames for like the 80 by 60 by 90s and 70 by 60s and stuff that work, but when they start getting bigger than that, it's like you got to come up with your own.
Yeah.
And then I went to Goodwill looking for frames, and they wanted $20 for the pictures, and I was like, no, no, I can just go buy one with no picture in it. Tessa asked, do you have one that you bought no matter what the cost? And I would say probably this hay, because as I kept buying the parts for it and everything, I think the total so far in this picture is $320. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Sarah. I didn't think about plywood for the back, but it's just like you go in because you can get crown molding in beautiful designs, and crown molding's fairly cheap, and just have a miter, and miter the corners. And we don't have Kmart here no more, Tessa. They took all of our Kmarts away.
Kmart doesn't make frames in the sizes that I do either, because I do such big ones. Anything 60 by 80 standard poster frame does the trick, but these bigger ones that I've got,
60 by 80s is about. I think Wild Waves. I went back there, and the biggest frame I had was a 24 by 36 or 38, which was just the size I needed for Wild Waves.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I have a frame, because I didn't even know I had the frame in there. Like I said, I used to be when I worked, I was very, very, very enabled. Very enabled. And when I found stuff, I wouldn't buy just one. I would buy lots.
Yes.
And I don't know what I'm going to do, because Diamond Art Club doesn't have any new pins. Because what I would usually do if I was just, like, say, $10 away from getting free shipping, I would just buy a pin. And then I would get the free shipping. But now I've got, and I don't really want an acrylic pen. I like the resin pens better. And like, I'm going to go get a whole new holder, because my holder's full. So now I got pens just laying around.
I think I got a pen holder arrived last week and it was full like within 5 minutes of it sitting on my table.
Oh, it's amazing how fast you can fill them up.
Yeah.
It does not take long at all.
No. I'm going to finish this and then I will turn the section.
Yeah, that was like our Kmart. Our Kmart, it was like you'd go in there and there would be absolutely nothing. Nothing. Now we do have what do they call it? I think it's the Bargain Barn. It's like an Amazon seconds place to where the things that have been returned to them, this place buys them. And on a Friday they're like $15, and on Saturday they're 10, and on Sunday they're 7, on Monday they're 5, and then they close to restock. And my daughter-in-law had gone through there and found diamond paintings. And she said, "Here, Mom." And she come with a big bag of diamond paintings.
That's a good question, Tessa. Tessa, you've come up with some really good questions tonight.
That one, I would say I would love to get, because I got Titania and Uberon, but I found out what the parts that are missing on it now are, because it's cropped so bad that I would actually like it uncropped, and I would do it again uncropped and just give the one I had to my daughter for her office. And yeah, Jenny asked, and they won't release it yet.
We're getting it. We will get it. It's just going to take time.
But you know what I'm talking about? They cropped out so much that's all around their painting that I was like, I always wondered, well, what was that? What was that? What was that? And I found out that wing over there was a unicorn. You know, it was a flying unicorn, and all I got is this back leg and a wing. And so it's like, yeah, I want the parts that are missing.
Yeah.
I love ethereal. I mean, that's one thing I love about J Wall is how hers had that ethereal flowy feel.
Gorgeous.
You know, I don't even like Dak's interpretation of hers because they straight lined it so much, if that makes any sense.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
When they went in and hand charted it, they pretty much straight lined it and took out all the flowy effect of it, which actually makes it where you can't do any color blocking, because to get that flowy effect, you're doing like a drill here, a drill here, a drill here, a drill here. Yeah, I mean, that's the confetti part.
I'd rather have the confetti and have the picture the way that the artist intended it.
I mean, I have figured that out from the hay. To get that flowy feeling is where you do one stinking diamond in a 600 diamond spot, because that one diamond makes the difference.
Yes, it does.
You know, whereas with Dak, if you look at theirs, and you can see if you go to Duchland of the Spirit and Flight, and you guys have it now, so maybe you'll be able to see it. But if you looked at theirs and then you look at another company's, the other companies has got all the flowy ethereal feel to it. Yeah. And theirs was very straight lined.
Yes. It's a different vibe of it.
Yes. And I love that. That's what I go for. It's that spiritual flowy effect.
Yeah, just like me. You like the feel of it. All right, I'm going to show you guys what I've done on this so far. I have to take that one off because that's got her thing on it. I have to stand up because this is a big one.
Yeah, look, you have to stand up, stand in a chair.
Yeah.
A couple of times I've had to stand on my stupid step stool to take a picture for y'all.
There you go.
Yay.
So it's one whole row officially done, and I'll get the second row done today as well. Even like I'm working till midnight at night most days on this at the moment, but I've actually blinged her name with crystal.
That is cool.
Yeah, so it's getting there. Where are we?
And then what I've started doing is on mine, I've actually got to where, because a lot of times one end will have like a very boring end, and one end has where it's all exciting. It's got, a lot of color change and a lot of design to it. I'll do the boring end first because I'm so excited just about starting that painting.
Yeah.
That I can get through it just being a bunch of, the same color.
Yes.
And then by the time you've been on it for a while and you're starting to get, then you start getting into her, like, this one has the little fish and it has the little seaweeds, and you get to her face. And so I've kind of got where I do that. If I got one that's big and one side's kind of boring and one side's kind of exciting, I'll do the boring side first.
Thank you, guys. Like, it's my third round that I've ever done, but I've never done a round this size for sure.
At least they go faster.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's because you don't have to be so precise.
I am still very precise with it, though. Like, even it's just me.
Yeah, but they're not as bad as squares.
No.
Squares, if you're off just a little, it's not going to pop in there. No. It is not, and you can't make it.
No.
Well, on a poured glue, you can eventually make it. You can make them slide out and let it in there. But if it's a double-sided adhesive, you're out of luck. Because once they're down, they don't move.
Thanks, Mel. Well, Cindy, I want to thank you so much for coming on the channel today and letting us get to know you a bit better and sharing your diamond painting journey, and being in the hot seat wasn't as scary as you thought.
Oh, and I'll put down my affiliate code. You want me to put it in there, or do you want to put it in there?
It's on the description, but you can put it in there, put your affiliate code in the chat so everyone can see it. Me either, Tessa. It's one I am very much in love with. The image itself means so much, and I would love to have it finished this month, but there is so much of it. I think I'll still be working on it next month.
Yeah, when we were setting up my affiliate link, we were having so much trouble with it going through at the time, but she just picked my name and gave it a number. It was when it had that little glitch when we were coming in that
to
work. You just picked my name.
We still have that glitch occasionally.
I was like, well, at least it's easy to remember.
Yes. I have to. I've been offered this job. I've got to go and check it out this afternoon. And
well, good luck.
It's just too good. I was saying to Cindy behind the scenes.
That's like my last nursing job. When she hired me, they were wanting my experience.
Yeah, that's what they're wanting. They're wanting
because everyone there was new nurses, brand new, fresh out of school. They were wanting my experience, and they were like, "Oh, you'll never have more than 4 patients," and yada 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 yada. That was the most god awful year and a half of my life. Because there was times where I had up to 7, 8 patients. I would have everything from a 6-month-old to an 80-something-year-old.
Yeah.
And so all at the same time.
Yes.
So you have one that won't stay in the bed, and then you're afraid they're going to fall and break a hip, and then you have another one that you're having to watch, every half hour because they're under 16, and then you have 6 other patients in the middle.
Yes. This one is like I'm a qualified office manager and admin and receptionist, and I've done all of those jobs and customer service and stuff. So this job, it's part-time. It's working in the while Kenzie's at school. But it's perfect. It's good money. It's good hours. I can work from home. It just feels that little bit too good to be true. And so I'm going to go and investigate the company a little bit. And then if I think,
decide.
I do like the weekly paycheck would be nice. I'm very, very excited to have that and stuff. And that will actually help with stuff that we want to do. We'll be able to put money away for savings again. And so
I understand. I do understand.
Yeah. I like the idea of that. We had savings, and then the car kept breaking down, and now we don't.
Yeah, I understand. I had savings, and then I had to be off work from last September. I've not worked a day since September 12th of last year.
Yeah.
And my long-term disability from work didn't even kick in until the end of March.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so I lived from September to the end of March off my savings.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
Yeah, so and then long-term disability is not much, guys. If you have a regular income you're used to, it is 40% of your regular income. It's not even half. So that's what I'm on now, trying to get on the regular disability, which usually takes at least a year to get on. And they said they're 9 months behind.
See, I'm an immigrant into a country that gives me no rights for any, so I have to work. I have to have an income. I don't qualify for any, like we've done this whole year where it's been Kenzie's, we have to pay for everything for Kenzie. Where in New Zealand we didn't. It was all part of, we got the disability for her. We got the support for her. I got the carer support, and stuff like that.
Man.
But here we don't have any of that in Australia. We literally,
That's
we are still better off here than what we were in New Zealand.
That's wild. That's kind of offsetting.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's been a learning journey. And my dad was like, "Well, you hit 62, you could officially retire." I said, "But if I retire and go for Social Security, then I lose, I think, 40% right now at 62."
Yeah.
I said, so I would lose so much of it. I said, because I can't retire officially until 67.
Yeah.
I said, so the longer I can go, even on the long-term disability, no matter what. And since I've not gotten a denial and I'm 9 months in, I figure I'm going to get approved. They're just dragging their feet.
Yeah. It's government. They all, regardless of what government's in power, they all drag.
That's it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Cindy, for coming. We're going to wrap this up now. And thank you all for coming and listening and getting to know Cindy a bit more. We will be featuring Cindy's links throughout the next week, this week and next week. And then we get a new affiliate come in for a featured affiliate. Don't forget to check out our new artists of the month, which are just let me bring them back up because I've forgotten off the top of my head. I know one is Dale Crosley, one is Bigelow Illustrations, and the other one is Kathleen Shapiro. Today's thumbnail is a Bigelow Illustrations, so go check them out. The links are in the description.
Christopher, you have a great night. Yeah, I wish I had enough money now that I could buy all the ones I like.
Yeah, me too.
my doctor was like, "Well, how you doing on this?" And I said, "Well, I guess pretty good." And he said, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, I still have the retail therapy urge."
Yeah,
because it was very bad. I said, "But when you have no money, you can't do retail therapy, so it kind of keeps it under control."
Yeah, it does. All right, guys, that's us for the day. We will catch you tomorrow. Haere rā, kia kaha, bless your bums. Have a fantastic day. And once again, Cindy, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Well, it's been great being here, and I'd love to drop in whenever you need someone just to come hang out. Just let me know.
That's good. Thank you so much. All right, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.